The Punisher Season 1 had a lot of strengths to it. Frank Castle, played by Jon Bernthal, worked through a thoughtful and action-packed narrative which created an enjoyable show, despite its few problems. Punisher Season 2 welcomes Frank Castle back to the front and center after he seemed to find peace in the final moments of Season 1. And viewers find him traveling the USA in the first episode of Season 2, attempting to enjoy the rest of his life. But it doesn't take long for him become enthralled in a brutal bar fight when Amy Bendix, Georgia Wyam, is attacked by a team of specialist military assassins. This quick event thrusts Frank back into the world of organized crime, and provides perhaps one of the show's best fight scenes. And throughout the 13 episodes of Punisher Season 2, the precision and choreography of each fight scene stands out as the best pieces of the show. Unfortunately, that is where much of Punisher's enjoyment is contained. Once again, Jon Bernthal brings a brutal ferocity to his role, and it truly feels unleashed during the small number of bloody set-piece fist fights scattered throughout the season. It's no surprise Jon's incredible physical performance takes on new life in this season. Much like the first season, the surprise follows during the rest of his acting. Jon brings the thoughtful stiff upper lip acting which shone through in Season 1, but he hasn't got much to work with. While Frank was working through the loss of his wife and children in Season 1, Season 2 sees him tossed into a fight that isn't his. He forces himself to feel responsible for Amy once she, reluctantly, explains her harrowing situation. But Frank goes on to tell many other characters that he didn't know why he was involved. Amy saunters through the show underutilized and overwritten. For every good scene she gives with stories of her past life, she takes another away with her nonsensical decisions. Thankfully, Jon and Amy share some emotional scenes during their story's conclusion, allowing each of the actors to showcase their roles' idiosyncrasies. But while half of Frank's time is taken up by fighting and running away from John Pilgrim, Josh Stewart, who is tracking down Amy for a reason not disclosed for what feels like hours, the other half is dedicated by tracking down Billy Russo, Ben Barnes. Billy was traumatized in the final moments of Punisher Season 1 when Frank disfigured his face on broken glass. Due to the trauma his body also sustained, Billy has lost all memory of being involved in the death of Frank's family, as well as the heinous things he did to other characters in Season 1. Billy's ubiquitous memory loss leaves Dinah Madani's Amber Rose Reaver story feeling a little stretched. Billy eventually, sort of, takes up the mantle of Jigsaw, and begins ing and robbing once again, with the help of some local veterans. Despite his vengeance against Frank being built up a lot in the first 5 episodes, Billy's final stretch of story doesn't really amount to anything. And it frequently feels padded out as he continues to share scenes with his therapist, Krista Dumont, Floriana Lima, who ultimately adds almost nothing to the plot. By the final episode of Season 2 the entire story feels bogged down with extra cameos and plot points. And if the eventual conclusion were well thought out and deserved it would perhaps work, but, once again, all of the show's problems are resolved with a fist fight. Punisher forced people to stop and watch its first season as the mix of its brutally beautifully choreographed action scenes and emotional overtones made for intense viewing. Season 2 shines even brighter with its fight scenes as Jon Bernthal continues to be an asset to the show. However, the lack of heart throughout the 13 episodes makes it a dull watch. Amy enters the fray as an interesting and mysterious character, but instantly becomes boring once her secrets are outed. With almost every other Netflix-made Marvel show cancelled, Punisher is at real risk of losing its own battle with the streaming service. The Punisher Season 2 is available on Netflix.